Today I'm going over Leetcode 125. Now this is one of the most hated interview questions, as you can see by the like to dislike ratio. That's pretty bad. So I think the reason why this is so disliked is that the edge cases in here are pretty weird. The main thing is that it says they have to be all non-alphanumeric characters. And when I did this, I had a lot of problems, and it was really because I was using the wrong Python function. So if there's one tip I would say before I even begin is use this function. It's called .is and then al_num. So it's pretty bad handwriting, but is al_num, and that's just short for is alphanumeric. And that is the function you want to use, or you will have a lot of problems checking this. Now for the solution, I'm not going to cover the brute force, and that one is you take this input string and you want to create a new string and clean this. So it'd basically be check each character. If it satisfies this function is alphanumeric, you want to add that character to your input string, and then after that you can just check this new clean string using the standard algorithm of pointer at the front, pointer at the back, check if they're the same. If they are, you move this pointer towards the middle, you move this pointer towards the middle, and then as soon as they cross, then you exit out. So instead of doing that, I'm going to show you I think the easiest way to solve this, and this also does not involve creating another string. You just use the standard string s. Now I'm going to quickly try and go through this, but the main explanation I think is really seeing the code in this one. Some of these problems you really have to draw it out first, but I think this one makes a lot of sense actually just looking at the code. And what we're going to do is the standard thing where you have two pointers. So you're going to have a left pointer and then a right pointer. And what you're going to do here is first you're going to check these characters and see if they're alphanumeric. If they are alphanumeric, you're going to compare them. If they're equal to each other, you continue and increment these pointers. The left one is going to go towards the middle, so +1. The right one is also going to go towards the middle, so -1. So left we're always going to do +1, and then right we're going to do -1. So if I follow that approach, the capital A and the lowercase a will be the same thing. So I'm going to move the left pointer. That's actually a space right there. It's kind of hard to see. Then I take the right pointer and I move it to the M. Now this is where the main part of the algorithm is. This left character is not valid right now. So what we have to do is we have to basically do a loop here and keep moving this pointer until it's valid. So that would be back at the N. So we do that, and then we can compare these again. And then we keep doing that until they cross the middle and meet up with each other. I'm going to show that in the code instead of drawing that out, but I promise you the code is really straightforward. All right, so here I am over on Leetcode, and I'm going to use my mechanical keyboard because I cannot type on my other one, so I apologize for the clicks. But what we're going to do is just like how I drew it, create the left pointer and the right pointer. So left one goes to 0, and right one is going to be the length of s -1. Then what we're going to do is one while loop. So while left is less than right, we're going to do the following. First, we need to check if s of l is not a alphanumeric character. So we're going to use that function is alpha_num, and then if it is not, we want to take the left pointer and increment it by 1. And then we're going to do the same thing, but check the right character. So if not s of l, that is alphanumeric. Then we take the right pointer and then we decrement it by 1. So if you just think about this logically, if we look through the loop, we check if the left character is alphanumeric, and if it's not, we take the left pointer, increment it by 1, and eventually we're going to take the left pointer, make it valid, the right pointer, it'll eventually be valid as well. So now we can check if they're the same. So if s of l, and then we're going to convert it to a lowercase, so we're going to say lower is not equal to s of r dot lower, then we can return false. Now the last part of this is we need to create our pointers and move them to the left and the right. So when I first did this, I stopped right here and I said, yep, I think this looks good. There's one case you're missing. This code right here only runs if the characters are invalid, and this checks if they're not the same. So we also need one more check to say if s of l dot lower is equal to s of r dot lower, then we want to take the left pointer, move it by 1, and then take the right pointer and also move it by 1. And then if this loop can finish, we can assume that everything is valid. So just kind of walk through this code on pen and paper if you have to, but hopefully this made sense for you. Let me run this real quick. Accepted, submit it, also accepted. So thanks for watching.